AI can be an incredibly powerful tool, but here is a industry dirty secret. A 2020 study found that only 11% of companies saw a significant ROI on their investment in AI. There are many reasons for that, but at Intersect Labs, with decades of experience working in artificial intelligence and data, we see one reason over and over and over again, and that is that our data workflows, how we load, clean, transform our data, is totally separate from our ability to implement and use AI. So we turn that problem on its head. We believe in helping people automate complex data workflows collaboratively, and AI is just one more step that you can easily slot into that. Let me show you what I mean. So I've got a list of new users, and I want to be able to predict what is the likelihood, given past users, that these users may leave my product a month out and then take action to prevent that. I've got data on historical users and whether they churned the product or not, but that's in a Google Sheet somewhere else. So let's pull all this data together, train a model, and show how easy it can be to make predictions. To begin with, I'll just create a new data app. To begin with, I need to pull in my training data. So I'll click Import Data and search for Google Sheets. When I add any step to this workflow, it's as simple as reading a sentence. From my Google account, take the spreadsheet, historic user churn, and pull out the sheet, historic user churn. I add that step, the data has loaded in, and I can see the data set here. There are 10,000 rows and 11 columns, each with a outcome, whether or not the user left. Now let's train a machine learning model. It's as simple as adding another step, just like the data import step. I'll click Train Machine Learning Model, choose the data set that I want to choose. In this case, the Google Sheet data I pulled in. In this case, I want to predict whether or not a user will leave. I'll name my model User Churn Prediction and add that step. My model has finished training. Behind the scenes, Intersect Labs took a host of cutting-edge machine learning models and tried them all out and figured out which models perform the best and gave you only the very, very best possible machine learning model for your specific data set. When you train a machine learning model, you'll get a ton of data about how accurate the model is and which columns were most important to that model. Now, I won't dig into that now. We'll come back to that in a different video. If I've trained a machine learning model, I can make it available to any of my teammates in any of their data workflows. But for the sake of simplicity, let's just try using it in the same data workflow we're currently in. So if I want to make a prediction with a model, I'll need some data, which is great because that's where we started. With these users, I want to make predictions about their churn risk. So how do I pull this spreadsheet into my workflow? Well, I'll simply add a data import block. Then I'll just drag and drop my data in. I'll add this step, and that'll save this data to my workflow. And now finally, I just need to use the machine learning model I trained a few minutes ago. I'll go ahead and grab the CSV uploaded as the data set, and I'll make predictions using our pre-trained model, which I can find right here. Great, let's make predictions. Inspecting the output of this prediction, I can see exactly the data that I added for the users I was interested in with a most likely category, whether they're not going to churn, 0, or will churn, 1, as well as their exact likelihood. This helps us to know how confident the model is in that given prediction. Now, I've got these predictions here, but there are a million ways I might want to use them. First of all, I can just straight up download these predictions and use them elsewhere. Second of all, I might want to email this data to myself or to a colleague. Just like that, I've got these predictions in my inbox. I could also save these predictions to an external database or send a report to a different platform. Finally, Intersect Labs makes it easy to use a machine learning model without ever having to leave this browser window itself by publishing your workflows for others to use. I'll go ahead and publish this workflow draft. And immediately I have the option to hide steps I don't need others to see. For example, how I trained the machine learning model or any other details. I'll hit publish the app, and immediately my app is live for the teammates I've shared it with to use. Now, to use this app, I've hidden some steps, but I can click Run App. And then immediately I can drag and drop in any data set I want to make predictions with. Once a user uploads a data set they want to make predictions for, they can hit save, and the app finishes running, and the data is sent directly to them. This enables you as a data scientist or analyst to create one data workflow, then publish it, and let others use it the way they want to without having to interrupt or take you away from other pressing matters. This is just the start of what's possible using artificial intelligence inside of Intersect Labs. You can go so much further. You can monitor model drift, set automated updates to retrain models, train multiple models, and test them out, share models across teams, and trigger actions based off of predictions made by models. We don't want to see you being in that 89% of companies not getting significant ROI on their AI, but you've got to do it right. And so we can't wait to see with the right tools how you can automate and integrate AI into your data workflows.